Oh,
Everyone's got to love that.
good morning, everybody. How are you
Friday. Happy
guys?
Friday.
Indeed. Swell.
Super
Swell
swell.
enough. Love looking out and seeing some snow.
Excellent. Yeah, it is quite snowy, and it is also quite cloudy, so it is just really, really uncolored out there, and it seems odd, and I don't
Yeah.
like it.
This is also the last Big Byte of 2020.
How does that make you feel?
It's bittersweet, you know. I'm happy to say goodbye to 2020, but I'm sad that we're not going to reconvene for a couple weeks.
It is true.
Mixed bag. I'll take
It's
it.
beautiful.
It is. It is. But you know what? The distance makes the heart grow fonder and all that. So when we do reconvene in 2021, which assuredly is going to be a better year, it will be the best reunion that we have ever had.
It's going to be incredible.
I think it's going to be great.
It is.
But let's not talk about that because that's way far off. We're here now. You guys got us now. So let's talk about
All right.
now.
I'm going to talk about now 2020 survey of UX design tools. So with the heightened collaboration that everybody's doing digitally, it's important to know like what's working and what isn't. And this, I don't know if it's a company, UX Tools, they put together this survey of like thousands, I think 4,100 people. And I just really enjoyed, obviously, the UX of the site, but the findings were also pretty interesting. So as we scroll, obviously, great layout, super simple to just glance at these charts and understand. For each section, right, they have a header that's sticky. So as you scroll down, you still kind of see what section you're on. And just a brief introduction of here's brainstorming, this is what it means, this is why we do it, here are the key insights that we got, here are our findings. And they do that for just tons of different, tenets of UX. And it's really good for even, account people or creative people that don't do UX to just look through this and say, what the heck's a user flow? Oh, okay, oh, interesting. And why do they do it? The key insights they got from it, that's kind of cool. And then go on to the next, But anyways, they see a bunch of things that we use, a lot of Sketch users, a lot of XD users, which is kind of cool. I'm sure Debo and Phil have experience with a lot more of these programs, but I just thought the site was really well laid out and the data is really cool and it's super pertinent to what we do as an agency. So
Heck
there's
yeah.
that. Talk about accessibility. Accessibility in games, right? So that's a digital experience like a lot of ones that we create. So I thought their approach to accessibility is it's getting a lot better. I just want to play the
Hi,
first
I'm
30
Mark
seconds of
Brown,
this.
and this is
He,
Game Maker's Toolkit. One of the things
does a
I
good
talk
job
about
outlining
a
it.
lot on this channel is accessibility, which is all about adding options to a game to make it comfortable or playable to a wider range of people. That's typically those with disabilities, but ultimately anyone who has specific requirements, whether that's color blindness, motion sickness, joint pain, or just inexperience with games, or even a small TV. Over the last few years, accessibility
So we deal with a lot of that stuff in web applications, web development too, mostly visual impairments, screen readers, color blindness. Not so much in like the interactive like joint pain and stuff like that. Like we don't really have much control over how they use their machines, but so that was cool looking at like the parallels between both digital mediums.
Yeah, and it's one of those things I think that's getting a lot more press now. Ever since I know when they released The Last of Us 2, everybody was just blown away by how it was like they were like, I've never been able to play video games, and now I actually can because of all of the stuff that they put into it. And it was just, it's really, really cool to see how much people are really opening up that world for like everybody else.
You love to see it.
You do, you really do.
Really love to see it. All right, and third is the reason we're all here. This is called Blob Opera. Shout out Debo. He had this too. So did Rob. We were all going to share this because it's so fucking cool. So basically, play 4 voices with the help of machine learning. This is an experiment using the latest web audio technology. It's kind of cool that this is all built into your browser using their audio technology. So drag to sing bass. Beautiful. I love how just bouncy and blobby they are. Drag to sing tenor. Drag blobs forwards and backwards to sing different vowels. All right, drag to sing mezzo soprano. The highest voice leads the harmony, so you can tell that the bass and the tenor are harmonizing whatever I'm doing. It's really beautiful. It makes you feel like a good musician. All right, drag to sing soprano. Thank you. I hope everybody heard that okay, and it is well animated and not through like the network. But it's you should definitely Google this yourself and play with it. Just the feel of the page is really nice. Hear some festive songs.
Amazing.
You're also talented.
Hark the herald angels sing. Oh my gosh. So yeah, we could have way too much fun with this. Blob Opera. It's just super impressive technology, and I think Debo is going to talk a little bit about the tech behind it or the design behind it. So I'm going to pass this over to Debo. Thanks for coming to my concert.
Jeff, that was incredible. Thank you.
It's like an XY pad
I'm
almost.
so happy that we all wanted to share it because I think it's something that took over the web. Definitely on Twitter, I saw it like everywhere. And just I quickly looked into it too on how they actually did this, because they say it's like their latest machine learning experiment. But what went into that actually is that one interactive designer and developer, his name is David Lee. He created the tool by recording 4 opera singers for over 16 hours.
Whoa.
Which is
Wow.
it's kind of mind blowing.
Amazing. Yeah.
And you don't hear the actual voices in the Blob Opera experiment, but it's rather the Google AI's model understanding of what opera singing sounds like based on what it learned from them.
Jeez.
That's
that's
Pretty
insane.
convincing.
That's how they, I think, initially got the idea and how it went on from there. And like, as you can see, it's super easy to just learn and pick up right away and make something great. So really cool. Next, 2020 has been the year of Baby Yoda, and Google has realized that they should have a part in it as well. So if you search for Baby Yoda on your phone, you can actually see him in 3D. Or in augmented reality, so it'll pop out, and you can put him on your desk, and he'll make little sounds, and he can just be your buddy for the day while you work.
Oh, that's awesome. I need that.
And that's something that Google has done before with other animals. I think if you were to search shark, you could see a shark on your phone, and I know that Apple uses that technology as well to show off their devices. So I think it's interesting. I think that's one of the first examples of using something from like Disney or from another content, from another brand, and bringing that to real life in search. I think is going to be more and more common. That's how it's really cool.
Yeah,
Really cool.
it's definitely it's a step up from, I don't know if anybody remembers Bonzi Buddy, the malware little purple gorilla that everybody installed back in like the late 90s, early 2000s that would just pop up on your
God,
desktop
yeah.
and like he would
Yep.
sing songs and stuff. But it was also like really not a good thing to have installed on your computer, I think. But yeah, it's like that, but it's a lot safer and it's more fun. So I'm all for it.
Really well implemented.
This last one, the headline caught my eye. This is on Twitter. They're going to be just visually showing bots and memorialized users. So people who have passed away, their accounts will be updated in a way that makes it clear to people visiting their page that they passed away. And I think that's something that I think Facebook does as well, and I think it's something that is, I guess, a long time coming. They started doing like the Twitter labels for political figures, and I think like this is going to be more and more common for stuff like bots, which is a huge problem on Twitter. It's important to know if you're interacting with a real person or not. So I think that's a really nice change in just being a little bit more transparent with users and letting them know who they're actually interacting with and what's happening. But really cool. And then last thing to share, just check this out on your own. I thought it's really cool. Amazon just purchased this company in 2020. It's a new vehicle without a driver. It's just autonomous, and you can sit up to 4 people in there. And it's just very, very cool. That's a little bit of a side note, but check it out.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Dude, heck
Super.
yeah. I'm all for it. Thank you, man. They look so cute. Look at them. They're like little Wallies. I totally want it. I want one.
Yeah, look at them.
Oh, they're so cute.
No driver or anything. You just sit side by side. It's like a mini bus.
The future
That's
is
awesome.
now.
So coming to a future near you.
Brilliant. I love it.
Can it turn into like a bed?
I hope so.
Oh, this
They'll be
cup
selling
holders.
inserts and stuff.
That's
Inflatable
perfect.
inserts, yeah.
It'll be interesting. I bet you they'll have like ads in here too.
Oh, totally. I bet. It's kind of cool because that's kind of like how they had the cars set up in Minority Report. I mean, they didn't look nearly as cute, but RK just says, I'm sure the first version of the Terminator was cute too. Well, yeah, of course. Baby Terminator, like Baby Yoda. I could actually get down with that. I think somebody needs to design that. Awesome. Thank you, Debo.
No problem. Who's up?
Phil looks like
I'll
he is
go.
attempting. Also, Debo, I'm sorry because I just realized that I didn't actually transfer to have you on screen, so now you're going to be on screen for the rest of the time.
Oh. Okay, thank you.
Nobody could see
Yep.
your
Oh,
face.
that's
They could all
okay.
just see our reactions to everything that you were sharing.
I was just like behind the curtain.
You were just a ghostly voice among us.
Is everybody seeing my screen okay?
I am. Thank you.
All right, so I just have a couple quick things to share. First thing kind of goes off on what Jeff was sharing about the accessibility with video games, but this is kind of a different way of looking at that. So it's another experiment by Google called Look to Speak, which helps people communicate with their eyes. And so it's mainly for people with speech and motor impairments. And I think the thing that I found really interesting about it was just the experience overall. So I'm going to play just a part of this video, but basically by looking left or right or up, you'll have prompts on screen, and it will help you, put phrases together and communicate in that way. So you can see, like in the example, if you look left, it takes that list and then it splits it up, and then you look right and it slowly narrows it down to the phrase that you want. So I think what it's trying to do is give a lot of options for the user. So rather than just giving them one phrase for a greeting, it's giving them all these options so that they can really customize how they're communicating. But at the same time, like I thought that was interesting how you kind of start with a longer list, and you kind of have to go through a few steps before you can get to that one phrase that you want to say. So I'm curious to see other iterations of this and see if they allow for things like, just typing out your own words. Like, how would that work? I can imagine that would be a lot of eye movement, so it might be too strenuous. So something I thought was really cool to think about.
It's just a really cool interface. I don't think I've ever seen that even attempted.
Yeah, this was new to me. You can see here they have like a phrase book that you can edit. So that kind of would give you the option to customize it even further. So when you have these phrases come up, you kind of already know which ones to expect. I liked the idea of having the snooze option, because I mean, when I was looking at this, I was thinking like purposely like focusing your eyes in one direction or the other to create an action on screen. Like it feels like it would be an exhausting thing. Just so I liked that they gave the option to kind of take a break. But I also thought it was kind of funny that to like go off of snooze, you have to look left and right in sequence. And I tried to do that, and it's like, it's harder than you think. I'm probably thinking too hard about it, but
Wow.
Experiments with people is really cool, though. They do a lot of great work.
Yep. All right, and then the last thing I wanted to share was just something festive for the season. This is actually from last year, so it's not new, but like you can always use a good font. So I like font for Christmas. You can also always use a good pun. What I liked about this experience is that it gives you like 25 different free fonts that you can download that were chosen by designers. And what am I looking at? Oh, here we go. So it gives you a bit of an introduction, and then you can start unwrapping. And I just thought it was fun that like the design itself is very creative, and it's kind of like an advent calendar of sorts, or like little boxes that you can open. So as you scroll down, you have these little things that you can click on, these graphics, and then you click and it'll unwrap the font. So I thought it was kind of a fun way to like digitally unwrap a gift and kind of discover it as you go.
That's
So
such
yeah,
a
check
great
this out,
experience.
and maybe you'll find some new fonts to work with.
Absolutely.
Love that.
I love all those little micro like animations and stuff going on too. It's so creative. It's so well done. Heck yeah, dude. Nice one. Thank you.
It's a really cool site.
Very cool.
Very, very cool. I'm going to be playing with that for a while today. Also, Aliens and Cows is probably the best name for a font that I've ever heard. Not going to lie. That was amazing.
It is.
Awesome possum. Thank you, man. Much obliged.
Dude, nice one. Thank you.
Do we have... Oh, wait. Oh, Arceus says it'd be interesting to add a DE&I bend to this with fonts designed by different ethnicities. Indeed it would.
That would be really cool.
Indeed.
It's a good idea.
Almost kind of like how there's this really cool agency called Partners in Napier, and they've got this awesome thing going down called Neighborgood, and they made sure that the fonts that they sourced were from different ethnicities, and it was really, I think it was just great. I think it's a great place to work.
Says the man behind the curtain.
Totally. Also, Andy, I don't know what just happened to your camera for me, but it just made me really happy because now you're kind of like a picture-in-picture with Jeff.
Cool.
So
Right
I'm gonna
on.
keep it like. Nah, I'll try to fix it. I'll fix it.
Well, either way, the share I wanted to get into was just this year in 2020, we may not have paid a lot of attention to it, but social media platforms have been doing a lot of A/B testing and rolling out new functionality, new features. We've seen things, especially with Twitter being at the forefront. When you think about things that in the political space, right? When they're tagging like, hey, this may not be true. So Twitter is definitely at the forefront right now as far as trying to curb some of the toxic nature of the social space, and they're actually now testing what they're calling humanization prompts, which is really interesting from a UX perspective. All they're trying to do is give you some sort of thing that maybe you have in common with the person that posted that, to give you a little bit of context about who they are beyond that, that short tweet. And kind of really simply at a glance, this is basically what it looks like, right? Is somebody might tweet something, and as you go to tweet a reply, they'll prompt you with this saying, hey, you have things in common. You and Maria, for example, both follow the topic soccer, dogs, and rap. So all of a sudden, that little tiny prompt just gives you a little bit more of a porthole or a window into who that person really is, behind the thumbs or behind the keyboard. And these humanization prompts are something that the Twitter CEO, Jack Dorsey, has been a really big advocate for, really since he's kind of been running Twitter. And it's really interesting to kind of see how some of this stuff plays out. There's no promise or guarantee, obviously, that this is gonna, stay, but with kind of the nature of the social space right now, for them, their perspective, I think they even say it in the article, by showing what we have in common, we hope to remind people of what connects us as a starting point. So I thought that was a really cool, at least construct, for a social platform to take and say, hey, like, new year, new us, like, let's step forward, So I thought that was just a pretty simple thing for them to implement, but hopefully, it could make all the difference in the world as far as kind of reducing some of the snarkiness that Twitter's really known for.
Dude, totally. I love that because
Love
it's
that.
like
Yeah.
it really brings that the humanity of it, because otherwise you're kind of just it's like the when we first went remote, and I don't remember who it was, but they shared the Key and Peele sketch of like the text yeah, like it's
Misunderstandings.
when you're like reading somebody's tweet or something, if you disagree with it, you immediately create this sort of like persona in your mind of this person is a horrible monster. They probably look like some sort of orc, and it's just savage and blah blah blah. So I mean, something like this can really actually reset your brain, and it's really kind of, I think that's a great idea. I hope it works.
Yeah, I hope so too. I'm actually just going to stop it at this one because this one's more positive and the other one was a little negative, so I'm just not going to share that one. It's the last big bite of yours. So
Dude, you can share the negative, and then we'll just play with the blobs again for a little bit to bring everybody
let's
back
just
up.
go right back to the blobs.
Let's
Should
go
do that
back to-
instead. Let's just go back to the blobs. I think everyone who's watching would be in support of wrapping it up on the blobs.
Dude, I think it's a great idea, especially because you know what? It's the holiday season. Let's get some nice holiday music going. Somebody. Oh yeah.
This invokes a certain like men in chairs feeling.
Oh man, the animation style, sure.
No, just the singing.
You could tell it's generated. Oh, this is way too much fun.
Kevin
like when they
Werther's
go to
wondering
sleep.
if they can do Bohemian Rhapsody.
I wish.
I know.
I wish they all seem to be Christmas themed.
I mean, that's
yeah.
that's okay.
Once in Royal David City, that's a Queen song, right?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
What about Joy to the World?
Yeah.
They're so slow. I'd love them to be like 1.5 times the speed.
Yeah.
can't see a speed slip. I mean, like, proper compositions aside, I really enjoy how they step you through it. I just did like a hard refresh.
Yeah.
How it's like, this is what you're going to be doing. It's all machine learning, like drag to sync bass. And like, they give you a particular key, so like, you can't really fuck it up.
So
How
much
low
fun. They're so good. And there's something about them too that kind of reminds me of the little alien guys from Sesame Street. Also, Debo, I'm sorry, but your camera is messing up and it's freaking me out, so I'm going to take you back off screen.
Basically it, I guess, for the Big Byte.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it. I mean, like, we can sit here and keep playing with this for you guys for a little while if you really want, but I mean, otherwise,
Hours.
If this is not worth a sub, I don't know what is.
Seriously.
So if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe and smash that bell.
Just gonna show you charts until you subscribe.
Figma, I did notice, Jeff, is actually at the top of that, and that's
Massive.
something that one of our David, which client was it? Somebody, Xerox, just recently asked us about using Figma.
Yeah.
InVision, XD, Sketch, HTML, CSS, JS. Dude.
Oh, man.
So yeah. Blob Opera.
Blob
Right.
Opera.
Oh man, you're
Okay.
let's go back.
All right. Everybody, thank you for joining in. We hope you guys have wonderful holidays and a great
Yes.
vacation.
Enjoy it. You deserve it.
You really do. You also deserve to spend at least 5 to 10 minutes today playing with Blob Opera, so be sure to do that as well.
And billing it to Conduit.
Yes. Yes. No,
The way
don't.
their
If you
eyes
do that, we didn't
follow
tell you
your
to do that.
cursor.
That wasn't us.
So
Thank you, Jeff. Thanks for
Yeah, you're
pointing
welcome.
us out. Amazing. All right. That is it for us. We will see you guys in 2021. And that's it. Thanks, everybody. Cheerio.
hell yeah.
Fizzles.
Yes.